So importance of Brahma Muhurta or Brahmi Muhurta. This whole universe is working on two basic principles. Two basic principles. One is stimulation and the second is relaxation. One is activity, the second is rest. Activity is most important, right? Whatever we do, we have to do all those things. It is very important. And relaxation or resting is also equally important. Without relaxation, you cannot be active all the time. And without doing any activity, you will not have a peaceful relaxation. So these both things are required, and that is why God has created, or the nature has created day and night. Day is for activity and night is for relaxation. If you do not relax in the night, you cannot work in the day, right? And if you don't have any work in the day, and if you are just idle sitting, you cannot relax properly in the night. So activity and relaxation both are equally important. Now when you're active, your body is active, your mind is active, right? And body does the physical things, mind does the mental things. And what is mind? Mind is nothing but your thoughts, your feelings and your emotions. So every time when you think something, what you're doing is you're sending a kind of vibration in the environment. Right? So that vibration, when you're working, actually those thoughts will be more, and when the thoughts are more, the vibration you're giving outside is more. And as you're giving vibration outside, others are also giving the vibration outside, and there will be a lot of traffic of vibration, traffic of thoughts in the environment around you. And when there is a lot of traffic, you can just imagine, when there is a lot of traffic on the roads, if you're taking a bike or car, you cannot drive fast. You'll only drive in first or second gear, right? But when there is no traffic at all, early morning or midnight when you're going for a long drive, if the road is completely empty, what you do? You go on the high speed and you enjoy it. The same thing happens with us also. When the thoughts, the vibration of the thoughts, the traffic of the thoughts is more in the environment, it keeps us affecting. We are all influenced by others' thoughts around us. Some of you may be experiencing that when you go and meet somebody. If his vibrations are positive, you feel like sitting with him. If you go to somebody whose vibrations are negative, you feel as if you should not stay here, run away from there, right? And lot of thought vibrations, when they are present in the nature, they create a kind of resistance for whatever you want to do. Others thoughts will start influencing you, and your mind will not be independently working. So when there is no traffic of thoughts, there will be a kind of freedom for your mind to work properly. Are you with me so far? So your mind will have no resistance when there is no traffic of thoughts around you in your environment, wherever you are staying or wherever you are. Now, the day is for activity, the night is for relaxation. And our scriptures divide this into 8 parts. Actually 24 hours are divided into 8 parts. हम 8 प्रहर बोलते हैं ना, 8 प्रहर. 4 prahars in the daytime and 4 prahars in the night. The one word दोपहर we have all heard. दोपहर में या दोपहर बाद. दोपहर means 2 prahar. After 2 prahars, first is 6 to 9 morning, second is 9 to 12, and 12 to 3 is दोपहर. After 2 prahars, the time midday is known as दोपहर. Like 4 parts in the day and 4 parts in the night. Again, these are given different names. Let us not go in all those details. So what you do is, the whole day when you're too active, there is a lot of vibrations of the thoughts around you, and those vibrations are kind of a traffic for you. For example, when if you have a wall clock in your room, In daytime, you will not listen that sound of the wall clock, tick, 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 right? Though you may have silence in your room, you'll not listen to that sound. But when it's a midnight, everything is silenced. That time, when you sit quiet, you can clearly hear the sound of the wall clock, right? So why do we hear that in the midnight, and why we do not hear at the daytime is because though there is a silence in your room, there is a sound vibration which is coming from outside, and that vibration will be there between you and the wall clock. And because that vibration, that traffic is there between you and the wall clock, you cannot, or that sound cannot reach your ears, and you cannot hear that. But when everything is silent, there won't be any traffic of vibrations between you and the wall clock, and you can clearly hear that, right? Same thing happens with our mind. Daytime fully active, the whole environment around you, the everybody around you is active, and because they are active, there will be a lot of traffic. And as night goes, we reduce our activity, we become relaxed, calm. And first prayer, that is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., we start reducing our work, we start going home, the thought process will go down slowly. Then 9 to 12, still few people are still active, but they'll start going to the bed. And when you're sleeping, the thoughts and everything within you start settling down, settling down, settling down, settling down. 12 to 3 is highly peak hours for your sleeping. And even the science says that melatonin, which is responsible for your sleep, gets activated or gets secreted more at that time. The best sleeping time is 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. That time when you sleep, it is a natural rhythm you will maintain for your body. So 12 to 3, everything completely settles down. And by 3 or 3:30, when the environment is completely calm, you do not have any traffic of thoughts around you. And when there is no traffic of thoughts, your mind can freely work. Your mind will get a kind of a rocket speed, accelerated speed. As you go on the empty road with full speed, whatever you do, sadhana, that sadhana is accelerated between the 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. And that is why all the masters have been saying that whatever sadhana you do around 3:30 or 4. So at this time, actually, everything is settled down around you, within you, and everything is calm around you. That environment, it's a nature gift to all of us. We can use that nature's gift, and our Rishi Munis knew all these secrets, and that is why they gave the name to this prayer as Brahma Muhurta or Brahma Kala. Brahman means God. So it's a God's time. It's like, creator's time. You can create anything at this time, and whatever you create at this time, it will have a kind of multiplied benefits in your life. So this is the first reason. Everything is relaxed, everything is calmed down. There is no traffic of thoughts in between you or within you, around you. So your mind will work very fast. Second is, at this time, when there is no resistance of the thoughts, we attract the cosmic energy. Maximum amount of cosmic energy is absorbed and attracted at this time. Again, we reject or we stop this cosmic energy to flow in our system by our thoughts. The more the thoughts, the less the cosmic energy flows in your body. So at this time, when there are no thoughts within you and around you, you can absorb maximum amount of cosmic energy within your body. And cosmic energy, the flow of cosmic energy will also be more at this time. Before sunrise, the twilight time, what we call, that time, even the science says that the early morning sunrise you have to, receive more, because you'll have a lot of positive vibrations, and vitamin D and positive rays will be there more in the early morning. And before that only, the energy, the Abha, what the sun sends on the earth, that will have many health benefits. Some masters also say that if you just wake up before sunrise, 50% of your health issues will be automatically healed. If you have any health issues, just wake up before sunrise. You don't do anything also. Just you have to wake up before sunrise. And if you wake up before sunrise, many of your health issues will be automatically healed. So much, health benefits we get just by waking up before sunrises. So this is the second benefit. And third is, those who have done the mind power class, they all know that our mind has to go to alpha state in the hypnosis. When the mind is in alpha state, you become very receptive to the external, environment, to the external suggestions and all that. And at this time, your mind will be naturally in alpha state. We have 4 states of the mind. Those who do not know, for them, beta, alpha, theta and delta. Beta is that awakened state. When you're awakened, when you're actively, busy in all the works, that is the beta state, where your brain frequency will be more than 14 cycles per second. Alpha state is when you relax, lie down, and when you dream. Even in your sleep, when you dream, the dreaming state is known as alpha state, where your brain frequency will go down below 14 cycles. It will be between 7 and 14 cycles per second. And that is also known as hypnotic state. In hypnosis, what we do is we keep your conscious mind alert and we take you to the hypnotic state or that alpha state. In sleep also, you go to that state, alpha state, when your conscious mind is slept and you're in subconscious mind or you're in alpha state. And that is why whatever you dream, you do not remember them in the morning. But whatever you see in the hypnotic state, you remember it, because your conscious mind is completely alert at that time. And whatever is happening here, you can, see it, you can observe it, you can tell it to the therapist, and also you'll remember everything, whatever you see in the alpha state. That is the hypnotic state, that is the alpha state, which is very best for any kind of healing. And your mind will be naturally in the alpha state at that time, around 3:30 to 6:30 a.m. early morning. And that is very conducive for registering anything in the subconscious mind. And that is why this time is said to be very precious time, Brahmi Muhurta. Okay? So in all the ways, this time is very conducive for doing any activity, to create anything, to learn anything new, to do any sadhana. It will all give you a multiplied benefits to you. And that is why we do any kind of sadhana. We suggest any kind of sadhana to do in the Brahmi Muhurta. Any practice. The first best time to practice is morning 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Second best time is 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And third best time, of course, evening, Sandhya Kala we call it, again 6 to 8 p.m. Sandhya Kala, when the night is going to be day or day is going to be night, that Sandhya Kala is also nature's boon to us. That is also time when the shift is happening in the nature. And that shift also helps us to rise our vibration up. And that is why generally it is suggested that you have to practice any practice in these times. All other times also you can practice, but these are the best time for practicing. And that is why we have a lot of importance of Brahmi Muhurta or Brahma Muhurta. All right. So